little bit mid-rangey, a little bit harsh on this end. This radio sound like it's getting a little bit too harsh, or was that your headphone thing?
My own audio on my headphones on the 148 was kind of, narrow-banded because the 148 is a stock receiver. And I'm used to hearing myself wideband with more bass. So I moved the headphones over. But no, you sound perfect. Your radio is absolutely flawless.
Yeah, temporary. Well, yeah, that's interesting because, you said you're used to hearing it on wideband, and I understand what you're saying. If I plug my headphones into my interface and I listen to it and then listen to my audio through my receive radio, it's a huge difference. But, your audio right now, it's absolutely perfect, man. It's broadcast. I mean, it's you got all kinds of bass up in there, and it's not overdone. It's just right. I mean, any more than it would start to get garbly. But it's got good presence. It's got nice balance between the lows and the highs. It's razor sharp, but it's not. I don't hear any sibilance in there or anything. I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah, I've saved it. I'm not going to move it. Well, for a while anyway. And I've got the stream working, by the way. So now you got a brand new stream to listen to, and you're on here from the very beginning. So that might be helpful to you. Yeah, I like what I'm listening to, man. Your audio sounds perfect, nice and crisp and full broadbanded, and no strange anomalies or artifacts or anything weird going on in there. It sounds beautiful. So a good job on that. So what is this DAW you're talking about? Is something phase or shift or what was it called?
Yeah, it's called Mixcraft. This is Mixcraft 9. I paid $75 for it. You can do a free trial. You get like a 30-day trial or something like that. But I really like it, man. I was using Ableton forever, and it would have problems, and it was doing weird things with my computer. But the one thing I like about this one is it's designed for PC only, so it's not a crossover DAW. And it works really well. The audio coming through it's a lot cleaner. And it's cool because it's got a console built into it with, like the old SSL consoles in recording studios. It's got a setup like that, so you can tweak the end of your chain with the built-in console. It's got a driver if you want distortion. It's got a compressor. It's got 2 3-band equalizers, a parametric EQ and a regular EQ, and so you can just do little tweaks on the end there. But yeah, it's real straightforward. It's pretty simple. I like it.
10-4. Wow, very cool. Sounds like a good idea. As a matter of fact, maybe even instead of spending the $80 on can you use any VST plugins in it? Will it accept VST plugins, or does it have a proprietary set or something?
Yeah, it comes with a whole bunch of stock plugins, but yeah, you load all your own plugins in there. And the cool thing is you can use 32-bit plugins and 64-bit plugins without any problems. That's what they claim. I haven't tried it. I only have 64-bit plugins, but I've got a lot of my own. And I loaded them up into it, and so between my plugins and the stock plugins it came with, I think I got like 122 plugins or something like that. I mean, it's crazy.
Wow, that's cool. Okay, so that looks like a worthwhile thing to try out. I like it. Sure sounds good. By the way, whether it's the DAW doesn't have a sound. The sound is created by the plugins, but it sounds like a good bang for the buck wise. It sounds like a real good way to go. By the way, how does music sound on this thing? I'm going to play you a little bit of time, and hopefully not enough to raise the flags of any copyright infringement that's going to mute my video. Let's see what that sounds like. Yeah, And hello, 94 in Maryland. Good to see you up in there. Am I on frequency here? Yeah, I am. Anyway, okay, there you go. That's enough. Stop. Anyway, how did that sound there, Bobby?
Yeah, it sounded good. It sounded really good. You know, your voice was over the top of it, perfect amount. The music was, it was in the background, but not real far in the background. It was just behind your voice, and there wasn't any conflict between the music and your voice at all. It was perfect. Yeah, I was going to ask you, where's my frequency? Am I still on frequency there? I'll hold the dead key.
Do it again. I had too many screens opened up. By the time I got to the SDR, you were gone. Yeah, you're 27025.090. Now that's according to my SDR. Now here's the funny thing. I'm not so sure that that's to be believed, because the other day I was on the air. Prime was listening up there at his place, and I was on 27025.000 on my DDS, and I thought the DDS was right on the money. You know, I thought it was perfect, and I calibrated my SDR receiver to the DDS, but Prime and everybody else that I was talking to at the time told me that I was at 27.380, and so I moved my transmit frequency on the DDS to 27.380. Oh, they told me I was off, I was low, so I had to come up to 380. So I came up to 27025.380, which put me dead smack center slot on 1-800 toll-free and Prime Minister's receivers. So now I'm listening to you at 27090. I mean, it looks, it's just kind of weird. I don't know what to believe. So you're close enough to be on center slot. I wouldn't worry about it. But I don't know whether my radio is off and which way is off. But when you have two people out there telling you you're right dead smack on center slot, and then you're 380 kilohertz low, so I had to come up 380 kilohertz or 380 hertz. Anyway, it's just kind of weird. I don't know what to make of that. So, yeah, you're close. You're where you want to be.
Okay. Now, how many hertz am I off? You said I'm like 100 hertz, or a full kilohertz off, or what's it showing?
0.090, not even a full kilohertz. Yeah, I know you're just barely high, but I don't know if it's really real or not.
Okay, so you're saying I'm 900 hertz too high?
Yes.
Okay, it dropped it down a little bit. That make any difference right there? I'll hold the dead key.
Looks like that went up. We're at 2705. What the hell happened to my radio? I just switched. But this mouse I can't do fine adjustments with this mouse. I barely touch it, and it went off somewhere else. Now I got to find myself while I'm keyed down again. 26. Damn it. I can't do this. I need to find a better interface. 27, 8. Oh, gee, how did I get so far off? Anyway, I need a better interface. You're not off enough to worry about it there, Bobby.
Yeah, 10-4. So you can't see anything on there where it's at.
I can now. You're at 010. I wouldn't worry about it. Once I get you at 25,000, I could be 380 hertz off.
10-4. All right. Yeah, it's tough to tell. I'm just curious as to, because my clarifier, you get a coarse and a fine adjustment on there, and just wondering how accurate that actually was. I've got it right now. It's not quite straight up. I mean, according to the radio, it looks like it's low. But, I mean, as far as my frequency counter, I've only got a 5-digit counter, so I can't really tell where I'm at. But on the knobs themselves, they're lined up just slightly low they're like at, I would say, probably, instead of the 12 o'clock position, they're probably at the 11:45 position.
Yeah, 10-4. My frequency display shows you being at 27025.1 exactly. But I don't know where mine is calibrated, because it could be off. Where it was originally was 380 kilohertz away from where prime and toll-free say it's right. And I don't know what to say. All I know is that, you're saying it says 27025.1 on your signal right now. Exactly. 100. And once you get it to 25,000, it may not be. Once mine says you're at 25,000, it may be off.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, I get what you're saying. What is yours reading? Because you sound like you're perfectly on frequency on my receive over here. Compared to mine, where are you at on frequency?
Yeah, I'm transmitting at 27025.30 on the DBS, and the SDR says that I am on up 27025.380. So, oops, I just changed channel altogether. There we go. Yeah, 380. So the SDR says I'm transmitting on the frequency that the DBS says I'm on. But the DBS may very well be off. But you say I sound like I'm on center slot too, and so did Prime, and so did 1-800 toll-free. So I think the display reading on the DBS is off. Maybe that's what's off. Anyway, that's what I've got going.
Okay, so I'm about 280 hertz below where you're at?
Exactly.
Interesting. Well, Prime said that you were on frequency where you're at right now, right? Is that how I'm understanding that?
That's correct.
Well, let's see if I can get on the same frequency you're on. Try to match it up to that and see where it ends up. I'm going to make an adjustment on mine to get everything at 12 o'clock and see where that ends up.
Okay.
Okay, everything looks like it's at pretty much straight up, 12 o'clock position. Where did we end up? I'll hold the key. There we go.
You're just a hair low. I mean, like maybe 2 needle widths slow. If you were to look at the little red line on the SDR, you're like 2 needle widths low.
All right. So maybe, I don't know, 100 hertz? Maybe 150 hertz? Somewhere around there?
Well, if you want exact, I got to move again and hope my mouse doesn't knock me way off. Go ahead and throw me a carrier again. Yeah, 100. If you can come up 100 hertz, you'll be right where you want to be.
That's good enough. Everything's 12 o'clock on this end. That'll make it easy for me to be able to find my way back if I bump it or move it or something. And, yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, there's nobody in the world that will ever hear that. Not on AM. So, yeah, you're good. You're in Mexico rolling there on the adjacent channels.
Yeah, I can hear him too. I can hear somebody coming in there.
Man, their Roger beeps eat up the whole spectrum. It's really funny.
Yeah, somebody had a saying, what was it? You gotta bleed to succeed. Yeah, that's the old school way.
You gotta bleed to succeed, huh? Wow.
Yeah, and one of the locals out there in Arizona, around Kingman. I mean, he had a splatter box from hell. I mean, he'd transmit on all 40 channels and probably several bands down and several bands up, and yeah, that was his thing.
Oh man, they're on frequency now.
Yeah, now they're coming in strong, man. They're blowing smoke over here.
USA is Mexico City, hello. My name is Oscar for Mexico Capital, USA, copy, buddy.
Oscar, hello Oscar, Motormouth Mall, Juan, out here in USA, California, USA, right here, right now. Yeah, I'm not going to try to talk to him. I'm on the 5/8 wave, and I'm not going to try to get up into that.
Yes, Mexico City. My name is Oscar.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, I didn't ask you, how much forward swing are you seeing? Are you seeing any forward swing? I know on my meter, you know, the radio meter itself, it's not bouncing around very much, but that doesn't really matter. Yeah, how much, is there any forward swing on your end?
Yeah, about 7 1/4 up to about 8. 7 1/2 to 7 1/4, somewhere in that ballpark, up to about 8.
Hello, USA, hello.
Okay, that's about a half an S unit. I generally like to see about a full S unit of forward swing, but yeah, I could probably get a little more if I put a little asymmetry in there, but I don't want to make that, I don't want to deform the sine wave, you know, getting it all flattened out and flipping and doing weird things. I don't know. Let me pull up my REA and see what it looks like.
All right. Sure sounds good. By the way, this whole time I've been talking to you, I'm not on my transmitter. I'm on Bobby Booshay. I'm on Hobby Dave's transmitter. It's Cobra 29LX, and feeding it with live professor, my live professor file, session file. I should switch over to the file I made for him. I don't have the one that I actually sent him, but I have the file that I just created that I wanted to use, you know, to to get something I could send to him if he doesn't have the original or if he wants to try another one. So I'll come back with his file that I made and see how it sounds.
10-4. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Sounds great. I would never have been able to tell that you were on a different setup. You know, they all pretty much sound alike, other than the processing, of course. But yeah, it sounded good, man.
Mexico City. Hello, USA, copy of Mexico City. My name is Oscar, Mexico City. Bye, bye, bye.
I had to find it. Anyway, there's the file that I created for Hobby Dave on Hobby Dave's radio with the little Chinese microphone. What do you think about that?
That sounds excellent. Not hearing anything that I could pick out of it that would that I could hear that wasn't right. You know, I mean, it sounds clean, crisp, clear. It's got good balance between the lows and highs, good presence. Everything sounds good.
10-4. It's got a little bit less mic gain than I normally run, but I could probably reach over the top of the thing there and turn the interface up a little bit more. But I think I was trying to set something up that sounded good, that would allow a little bit more fans in the background. Let me open up the door. Make sure you don't hear the power supply and all that. And let me get back by the door. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's me about, I don't know, 6 feet. The microphone talking kind of normal. I'll get back farther up to the microphone here. And there's right up on top of the microphone. So I'm trying to make it suitable with the background noise, fans and blowers, and still have good, loud, bodacious audio to bring.
Yeah, I don't, the only time I heard it breaking up is when you're further away from the mic, but when you're up on the mic, it sounds perfect.
10-4, yeah, that was, as the gate, you know, right at the threshold, certain frequencies making the gate activate or deactivate or whatever. So, yeah, I think it's a pretty good session file. It's pretty wide and got good bottom end and loud. So I think that's good. But yeah, I've been working the heck out of this radio. I love it. If I didn't have one, I'd want one.
Yeah, 10-4. Well, it's pretty much exactly the same thing as what you're running, right? Same radio, same modulator, everything.
Yep, identical. Everything's the same. Power supply, modulator, the pots, the radio, the computer. The computer is not the same. The computer I run my processor or my processing on is an i5 desktop processor, and the computer that he's got is one of the little Levas that I ran in my truck. And that's one thing I don't know. I don't know if the session file I just created for him, I know the one that I sent to him will work on his Live Professor computer. But this one here, I think it should work because it's only showing that it's using 22% on Live Professor. So that's like nothing, you know. So it should work fine with the little Aliva computer.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, watching that CPU percentage is important for sure. You know, it starts climbing up there, man. The computer starts choking and audio start cracking and breaking up and doing all kinds of weird things. But yeah, it's good.
Absolutely. Now, let's see here. I'm going to switch back over to my file that I optimized for my voice, and I'll be right back.
Hola, gringo loco. ¿Escuchas, gringo loco? Gringo loco, ¿vas escuchando, gringo?
I hear you out there calling for the Gringo Loco. El Gringo Loco está aquí. ¿Cómo están?
Juanito, bien, saludos, gusto.
good to hear you up in there. Mucho gusto. Audio. Escucho muy bien, break.
Ahí quedamos, Juan Besito, Luis, Juan Besito, bendiciones.
Gringo loco, vas escuchando México. Hola, escuchas México, es Esteban quien saluda. Steven saluda. Hola, ¿qué tal?
Steven saluda. Hola, ¿qué tal? Around Mexico. I do hear you. You sound good. The best way I can show you what I heard is probably to play you back. And I'm on the 5/8 wave ground plane right now, so probably not the best signal, but let me play you back here one time. Hold on. Right here.
Escuchas México, es Esteban quien saluda. Steven saluda. Hola, ¿qué tal?
There you go, right there. That's what I heard. I heard him for a little bit there, Bobby. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, he came in pretty strong there for a minute, and then, Mother Nature, man, he moved around, and that was it. He was gone.
10-4. Yep, absolutely. Hopefully we get to hear Cruz. Cruz might be out there, although normally I'm on the beam pointed down that way, but I'm on the 5/8 wave talking to you. I don't know. I wonder if you could hear me if I go to the beam. Let me see what happens. Although then I won't be able to hear you as well. I won't switch yet.
Yeah, 10-4.
Yeah, I think you should be happy with that radio. That mobile is amazing. I mean, I swear you could be a bass, and not just a bass, but a good sounding bass, a great sounding bass break.
Yeah, 10-4. What a good deal. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, it's definitely different. Mobile-wise. I cranked up a little bit more audio in there. I think now it's starting to pinch the carrier every other syllable or so. Pull it back a little bit.
I hate to say it, the sound, the audible sound of it technically being overmodulated, it's not that horrible, but I didn't want to say that really out loud. I don't like the the thought of running overmodulated, but it sounds really good. By the way, I don't have my what do you call it, REA in line here. Let me turn it on, and I can tell you what I'm doing here. I'm doing 80 watt peaks negative and 100 watt positive. I suppose I could turn my audio up. Let's see here. And let me turn it up. That's the carrier. That's the audio. Hello, test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 100% modulation right there, and 140% positive peaks right there.
Yeah, 10-4. Actually, it's starting to get just a little bit on the dirty side. I'm sure it sounds good out there in DX land, but up close like this, it sounded a little bit better when you had it pulled back just a little. And I don't know if that's just because of my receive or if everybody's hearing that or not.
10-4. I just got the dinner's ready, so I'm going to go grab me some dinner. And it just occurred to me that may not really be true on that percentage of modulation because I'm running it through the amplifier, and my REA currently is not looking at that amplifier. It's looking before just the radio. So let me turn this back down. And then I'm going to go into house. Let me turn it down, 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 down. That's the wrong way. Down, the other down. There we go. I think where it is right at the beginning, where I was at peaks of 80 and 100. That really turns out to be about 100 and 120 when it goes to the amplifier. So anyway, I think that probably was a mistake. Anyway, I'm going to go grab me some dinner, and I'll let this feed go if you want to play with it. If you don't want to, then I'll stop it.
Yeah, 10-4. No, that sounds perfect right there where it's at. But yeah, I think I'm going to get off here. We're going to eat, and we're going to chill out for a little while. Maybe watch some a little bit of TV, and got to get up early and do our thing. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and shut her down, and I'll play with it for a little bit. But I don't need your gate running. I'm just going to dial in the final audio a little bit. But yeah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate the help. And it's good talking to you, and we'll try and catch up with you tomorrow. See if you're out here.
Okay, what time are you going to be having to leave in the morning?
I don't even know. Still not sure. It probably won't be late, but it could be. I don't know. Depends on what the shipper's doing, but you know, it's always a hurry up and wait kind of thing. But yeah, I'll shoot you a text and let you know what's going on.
Okay, sounds good. Look forward to catching you tomorrow. And man, good job on that radio. That station sounds phenomenal. And I just, wow. All I can say is wow. All right, sir. You and CJ have a safe evening, and we'll catch you tomorrow. And I'm sure if I don't catch you, then have a safe drive back to Kingman. And otherwise, we'll catch you later on. Motormouth Mall waving and stepping and off to go get me a ribeye.
Joe. All right, John. We'll catch up with you soon. Bobby Booshay back quiet.
10-4. Take care, 7-3s. And Darnell over there in Maryland, take care, 7-3s. Have a good evening. Motormouth Mall waving and stepping up.